Well, after all the controversy that actually went into the Oscars, everything seemed to pretty much work out. Okay. Let's talk about the fashion, though. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review on the fashions for the Oscars 2019. We're not going to waste any time. We're just going to get right into it. There was no host or hostess this year. And after all the drama with Kevin Hart and all of that stuff, you don't remember all that stuff that went on. They just said, forget it. We just won't do a host or hostess. You know what? I hope they don't continue that. Because that, I missed that. I missed the host being there. I missed the monologue in the beginning and that. So I don't want to see that go on. But anyway, it was a good night. The two movies that I was really, really rooting for, three movies, which was A Star is Born, Bohemian Rhapsody, and also Black Panther. They all did very well. I'm not on this video going to run through all the awards and all of that stuff. But like I said, the three movies that I was rooting for, they all did really, really well for themselves. And congratulations to them. I will definitely be talking a little bit more about the awards and who got them and what records were broken this weekend on Swipe Left, 12 o'clock on Saturday. So you'll have to catch it then. Let's go on to this fashion. Now, it was interesting. There was some hits and some misses. There's a pretty good fluctuation of things. So we're going to have a couple that we're really going to talk about. This is not going to be one of those real short videos where I just let everybody have it. There was some stuff that I actually liked. Okay, let's start off with Allison Janney. Okay. I like this. I like this black velvet with the silk taffeta, peplum, and that décolleté was right on time. And it was age appropriate. It was age appropriate, but I still had to give her kudos for actually really, really pulling it off. She looked really, really good to me. I liked it. I like what you were giving, Miss Janney. I like it. Next up, Angela Bassett. Well, Mrs. Bassett, you really did redeem yourself. You know, we had a little rocky little thing at the Golden Globes. At the Golden Globes, I couldn't get with it at all. But this whole three-dimensional one-shoulder situation with the mermaid tail and the train and the color, that fuchsia, she looked beautiful. And I'm not a big fan of like just a ponytail hanging for an evening wear look, but it worked. It worked. I was here for it. And her ponytail, it wasn't stingy, baby. That ponytail was nice and thick and curly and went all the way down past her derriere. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Angela definitely made up for the stuff that went down at the Golden Globes. I loved it. I thought she looked beautiful. Next, I got Amy Poehler. I was here for this look. I don't usually always go up for this, but for some reason in this situation, she stuck out to me. And it was just a basic female tuxedo with a very beautiful silk chiffon ruffled blouse. And it was all black on black, and it worked. I thought she looked so, I don't know if you would use the word dapper for a female, but it was. It was really kind of tongue-in-cheek, and it kind of took me back to like the Victor Victoria thing. You know, it was just because there was nothing really masculine about it at all. It was truly a female tuxedo. I just thought she looked damn good. I thought she looked damn good, and it was a real smart look, and something powerful about it. I thought she killed it. I really did. I thought she killed this look. I liked it a lot. Oh my, oh my. Maya, 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 Maya. Girl, what are you doing, honey? What are you doing, Miss Maya Rudolph, honey? I looked at that mess. I said, if that didn't look like a bunch of floral drapes, honey, and generally whenever I see her, I always think of her mom. You know, Minnie Riperton was her mom. And I always, as soon as I see her, I start thinking, la 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 la, la 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 la. You know, you just can't help it. And she usually does wear like very breezy, you know, carefree stuff. This was a little too breezy and a little too carefree, baby. This was given, child, I couldn't. It was just floral drapes and like real light spring drape. I didn't like it. Yeah. Moving on. I didn't care for that. Mary Ann Farley. Bad construction. Bad fabric choice. It was frumpy. Yeah, that's the word I think that best explains it. It was frumpy. It just was. That was, and then it was dated too, and then it was white. I was like, oh girl, this look is really dated. And if you're going to go back to a look like that, you got to go back to it the way that Allison Janney. See, because Allison Janney's dress, the look is actually dated. It's very much the 90s. It's very much the mid-90s, very much Calvin Klein used to kill that look back in the 90s. And it worked because Allison Janney came in and she killed it. She killed it. She stomped her look out, and it was sleek, and it worked, and it just was very feminine, and it was as clean as it was when it came out back in the 90s. This was just, it's right along them saying that whole, it was that movement of a suit being made into a gown. It was giving you the illusion of a double-breast suit, but being done into a gown, the whole overfold thing. And that's what that, but hers, just that fabric choice, it was so crunchy looking. It looked crunchy and it looked heavy, and it was just, it was really like you would have to sit like this all night. It was really frumpy and really ugly. I didn't care for it at all. Then it was white, so you just stick it out like a sore thumb. That was just terrible. Moving on. Trevor Noah. He looked good. He looked good. And y'all don't usually hear me comment on the men very much because the men don't generally impress me much. It's usually they're either having a bad moment or somebody might just knock it out. But I don't generally get into the men's fashion that much. But Trevor Noah knows his ass was clean. It was just it was nothing special. It was just a classic tux with a perfect fit on a good looking man. And that was it. He looked really, really nice. He wasn't overly swagged out. He didn't look little boyish. He looked like a really handsome gentleman. And I was like, you know what? That works. You really look good, Trevor. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Moving on. Now this one, this was interesting. This was very interesting. Miss Hannah Beachler. This dress, this red satin and like three-dimensional organ. See, there was a lot. There was like a whole, it was like a trend alert. There was this whole one shoulder three-dimensional thing going on. It was Angela Bassett had it, Hannah Beachler had it, Jennifer Hudson had it. we're going to go on with it. But hers, this one, it was so much. It was so much that it had an intricacy to it. And then the fact that they used organza, it was like, it reminded me, it looked like origami. It looked like origami. It was so, the placement of it was so intentional. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times when we get to sewing as design, we'll do something and we'll say, we're going to do this ruffle. And when we design, we're not really thinking about the actual placement of the ruffle as to where it's going to fall. We just know we want volume. But this looked so intentional. It really did. It looked so intentional. It was gorgeous to me. It was gorgeous to me. I loved it. I loved everything. Now, the one thing I didn't understand, the black shoes and the black purse. And I don't know if she was just trying to break up some of the red, but then they were gorgeous shoes. They were gorgeous. They were all beaded and stuff. I would have preferred that they were actually red. Same shoe, same purse, but red. The choice of her fabrics and the contrast of her fabrics, the reds wouldn't have overpowered it themselves. I thought she should have continued on with the red. And especially she had a very interesting natural hairdo, which actually worked right in with everything. This little stuff on her face, I couldn't get with that, but I'm not going to tear her up about it because I don't know if there's a deeper meaning. Because there may be actually deeper meaning that went with what she had going on her face, the jewelry and the artwork on her face. So I'm not going to attack it at all. All in all, the look, I loved it. It reminded me of origami, and I was totally here for it. Let's move on. Okay, right here is, I couldn't even actually pick one person for worst dress. So in my worst dress list, yeah, we're going to start off with this, was Pharrell Williams and this Helen, is it Lassashar? They looked ridiculous. Ridiculous. I looked at them, I said, if you two don't look like some old type of 2019 Hansel and Gretel. It was horrible. I said, oh my gosh, terrible. A camouflage short set. Really? A camouflage short set with Skechers and white tube socks. Pharrell, stop. Now, you too old for this. And you know Pharrell is like he never ages. He never ages. So to see him with a Sketcher type of shoe and a sweat sock, I could go for that. That's fine, but not on the red carpet. That whole little get-up just looked terrible. And then Helen's dress looked like her Easter dress that she took and dyed it black. It was giving me very Wednesday Addams. I said, this is an old demented Hansel and Gretel. I ain't got time for it. I wasn't here for that at all. That's definitely on my worst dress, and they really up toward the top. Another terrible looking one for worst dress was this Sandy Powell. Girl, that is a striped concoction of mess. Of mess. Pure mess. Them shoes, what are them shoes? I said, And the shoe, you know what? The bad thing is the shoes aren't bad shoes, but they look terrible with that. I could see those shoes in a D Squared fashion show. I could see those shoes in a D Squared fashion show on a male or a female being modeled with one of those really intricate, interesting swimsuits that D Squared actually does. That was a mess. That was a mess. I said, oh, girl. It was a concoction is what it was. Moving on. Megan Good. Beautiful, 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 beautiful girl. Always have been. Megan Good is so sharp, so built, so creamy complected, and just pretty. Like, you can't take that away. And now she has this blonde hair. And it looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous. Dress was very, very pretty. It was very pretty. And it was lilac. And you know, lilac is hard to do. Lilac is hard to do because sometimes you either look like it's Easter time or you look like you're in a wedding or just look wrong unless you actually get it right. The dress is right, but where the problem came in at is all the things that make her so pretty all ran together and just washed her out. It just washed her out. There was only one thing that needed to go. Her skin looked gorgeous, and the dress was gorgeous. A gorgeous dress in lilac, and it blended in with her skin. We would have let her go if she had had black hair. If she would have had black hair, this would have actually worked. But as good as she looks in the blonde hair, and I think she looks stunning with this blonde hair. But for this look, it was just the one thing too much that actually made it all a wash. It was like a wash. She looked like a beautiful teardrop. And it just splash. It was just a wash. So I was kind of sad behind that. But each individual thing, the upkeep of her body and her skin, yes ma'am. Her blonde hair, beautiful. Her dress, gorgeous. But all of it together, it didn't work. It just washed out. Terrible. And I'm wondering if it actually looked better in person. I wonder if in person, if it didn't, without a flash and all the lighting, if it actually looked different. I'm hoping that it actually did. Because all of it was gorgeous, like everything. Everything was perfect, but just too perfect. And so it just kind of washed itself out. Anyway, moving on. Queen Latifah. It's always good to see Dana. Always good to see her. I'm always so proud of her and all her accomplishments. I love her a lot. But why so covered up? This whole black, sparkly thing, and there was some sheer stuff going on, but she was just too covered up. Just too covered up. Queen Latifah is way too beautiful to be that covered up. Even she's a juicy girl, but I wouldn't even want Queen Latifah to be smaller. I wouldn't, because there's just something about her. She's that girl. You know what I mean? And I like her. I like that she's juicy. I like that she's just pretty. She's just pretty, and she don't ever need to be that covered up. I mean, her arms were totally covered, and she has beautiful skin tone, and she keeps herself up really good, because when we've seen her in things that bare her shoulders and show her cleavage, her skin is gorgeous. So she has no reason to ever be this covered up. Are you listening, Queen? You have no reason to be that covered up, baby. You're in command, remember? You said that. You got it going on. You ain't got to be that covered up at all. We like you juicy and fluffy and bad, honey. That's Queen. And I just didn't like this at all. I didn't like this at all. I didn't like it at all. Oh, it just looked it looked uncomfortable. I didn't like that. Sorry, baby. Moving on. Diane Warren. Love your work. I love your work. Baby, you write some of the best songs ever. But this outfit, baby, you look like Elvis and Liza Minnelli had a baby, honey. It just was, I don't know what that was going on. I just didn't care for it. It was just a little bit much for me. A little costumey looking. Some horrible foolishness here. And I think this child's name is Shanique Moore. Where are you going? Where are you going? You got this black leather jacket with these safety pins that look like it was a bad nod toward Versace. And then your hair. What we're not going to do is go to the Oscars looking like a leather pickaninny. We're not doing that. That was a mess. That was a whole mess. And I don't know what. Ain't no stylist put that together. You did that yourself. I'm convinced you did that yourself. Don't do it no more. Hire yourself a stylist, sweetheart. That's horrible. First thing they should have did is took you to get you a doggone haircut or some braids or something. But that little pickaninny twist thing, not at all. Hated it. Okay, so again, like I told you all earlier, there was this movement of the three-dimensional one shoulder situation. Jennifer Hudson, red, gorgeous. She looked gorgeous in it. And the three-dimensional, the ruffles on the one side. Dress was bad. It's definitely, I would wear it in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I loved it. I liked it, Jennifer. You did good with that one. Now, she came back and then she did a performance number. She sang her face off. You know, she's the girl for the major notes. And then the toward the end of that song, there was a major note. And I said, girl, you just showed them why you are the Jennifer Hudson. She belted it out like it was nothing. Fabulous. The outfit, though. Why? It was a tuxedo, like a whole tailored tuxedo, satin. And as it got right past the waist, it is black and with white accents. As it got to the waist, it went down into a train. And I mean, it was an overly exaggerated train. And as soon as I see it, it reminded me of a scene from the play Black and Blue. And it was laid all out, really, really pretty. And you could see the underneath was white. But then they had a pair of black capris underneath. And the fabrication made it look bad to me. I don't know. Well, no, I wouldn't have. Because I thought about that. Would I have liked it better if the pants were a shiny or like a satin? No, I wouldn't have. I just didn't care for the capri pant, period. I would have actually liked a black satin pencil skirt that went, I mean, all the way down past her knees to where she could hardly walk. Pencil. And the bad shoe, because she had a pretty shoe. A bad shoe. But I think what would have actually been better is an actual, it would have been a gown, like literally all the way down to the floor. Like a whole Little Mermaid thing, and then you could have still had all of that drama. It just seemed like the jacket was doing so much, and then like you tried to knock it out casual with that pant, and that pant just was bad. And the fabrication was totally off. Totally off. I didn't care for that at all. But the performance was sickening. The backdrop was beautiful. Everything was really working together except for them damn pants. Hated them. Anyway, moving on. Another male. Chris Evans. This suit had a perfect fit. I mean, perfect. The fit was absolutely perfect. But the color of the jacket was just a no for me. It's like a cornstarch blue. I was like, why is that jacket just black? If that jacket had just been just black velvet, you would have knocked it out of the park. But for something you tried to pop that, do that pop of color, that cornstarch blue, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But the fit of it was perfect. The fit was perfect. It was tailored perfect. I was like, wow. Okay, on to another worst dress. Eugenio Caballero? Eugenio Caballero? I hope I'm not tearing that name up too bad. But him and his date. Both of them looked like they had jumped out of the limo, ran to the hotel next door, jumped in the pool, swam around a little bit, had a drink, and air dried, and then hit the red carpet. A damn mess. Hated it. Another worst dress was this, her name is Nicole Holofcener? Some of these names, I hope I'm not tearing her up too bad. I think it's Holofcener. But Nicole, baby. Not at all. All I can even say to that outfit is just, why? Girl, why? No, ma'am. Horrible. Pure horrible. And now here's a couple that I was actually shocked at. Because they usually get it right. Terry and Rebecca Cruz. Terry and Rebecca Cruz usually are so sharp on the red carpet when they usually never get it wrong. This time they both were off. They both look like anime characters. I was like, girl, what is with this hair? Because her hair is always so gorgeous. It's usually platinum. It's like, they look like anime characters. Because Terry definitely looked like an extra from Blade. Like Blade 2020. I was like, ooh. I couldn't get with it. They both were off. They both missed it with that. But then we had Bradley Cooper and his date, Arena. Is it Shayak? Or Shake? Again, me and these names. I'm sorry. She had a back out moment. You know, I remember back out moments a lot in the 80s. It was like in the 80s was the back out moment when the girls would really serve you a back out, like a real sickening back out. And that's how she did. She and her back was like perfect for it. Like no scars, no nothing, no flab, no extra skin, no nothing. I said, this chick then gave us an absolute back out moment. And then her dress had like a belt around the natural waistline. And then there was like an adornment on the sleeve and also on the belt of gold chained fringe. And it was done in a whimsical yet mature fashion. And it was just good. It was just good. I said, girl, you done played around with the gold chains, a waist belt, and gave us a back out moment. Slayed. Socked it right to us. I was like, all right. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Now, here's another couple that I love them so much that I'm glad their clothes were good too. Shangela and Jennifer Lewis. They did like a role reverse. It was like a little nod, like a little role reversal thing. Shangela had a beautiful beaded, strapless mermaid gown that was definitely red carpet worthy. And then old Jennifer, you know I love her. She's such a ham. It was a root beer suit. It had an exaggerated peplum and nice little pencil pants. It was really, really cute. It looked really cute on her. I loved the whole little role reversal of it all. It was just cute. I was here for it. I liked it, but I love them too. Anyway, they are so funny. They used to, I don't know if you've seen it, but they used to have a show on their YouTube channel. And I said, I don't know why I never got picked up. I would have definitely watched. It was hilarious. It was like a little web series with them two. Love them too. One of the good old winners of the night is Regina King. And Regina and me, we tug and pull. Because my Regina don't always get it right. I've loved her since she was Brenda on 227. But she got it right tonight. She won. And baby, all her pictures was stunning. She had this white strapless number with the slit was all the way to her imagination. And they had a train. And it was just good. It was good. I loved the way they played with the pleats going across this way and then dropping on both sides around her leg. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous, and it was white. White on white on white, no beads. No beads. I was like, you did that. I mean, not even her shoe. White on white on white, no beads. Hair was like a deconstructed type of curl situation with a part in the middle. It was just, everything was like, looked like they just didn't try. It just happened. And it was just good. It was very much a starlet. And I loved it. I thought she looked great. Now, here's my girl where I don't even know why we even mentioned. We just flashed a picture. Just flash the picture. J-Lo. I said, girl, if you don't get your ass out of here with this mirrored gown. J-Lo, quit playing. Quit playing. Quit playing. There's two people who I felt like were gag worthy. She's one of them. Okay, so she's the number 2 spot for gag worthy because her gown was just so brilliant, literally covered in mirrors. I was like, wow, J-Lo. J-Lo, she always gets it right and has been getting it right for years. Year after year after year. Award season after, and did you notice I said season? Award season, not award show, award season. She gets it right at the music. She gets it right at the academy. She gets it right every time. Every time. Get on out of here, Jennifer. I love her. Next, this was cute. Michael B. Jordan and his mom. Just perfect. It's just perfect. I ain't got nothing bad to say. I said, look at his mother, honey. You could tell his mother was just as proud as she could be, and he had a perfect fit. Again, these guys were killing it. I was like, my dudes are killing it. They were killing the game last night. They really were. Killing the game. And he looked so cute. And his mom, she looked like she's just proud. And he went and got his mother a gown. He said, she's not just going to be out here with any old thing. Because, a lot of times people will come to the awards and they have their moms. And their moms will look like they literally had went to the bridal store and just snatched a gown, from in the Davis bridal or something. And you'd be like, oh, that's cute. Come on, Mom. No, Mama had a gown on, honey. A gown. I said, come on, Mama. I loved it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was very, very cute. Okay, my girl. Child, she never disappoints me, honey. Lady Gaga. She never disappoints. And again, now her and Bradley Cooper sang, Gaga sang her face off, right? They sang Shallow. Sang her face off. Sang her face off. And I'm going to do, because she had 2 gowns. So we're going to hit it with 2 gowns with Gaga. And then Gaga got it for me for the night for hair too. So, okay, let's do gowns first. She had 2 black ball gowns, and both gowns were so sickening that you automatically knew they were 2 separate gowns, but they were both fabric gowns. No beads on either, but she had a shit ton of diamonds on. You understand me? But the first one was an Alexander McQueen inspired situation that had that hip, that very caught in a bad romance, that whole thing, that whole feel on the red carpet, gorgeous. And the black leather gloves, opera length. I said, oh, God. It's the gloves. Flawless. And then when she performed, she had a formal ball gown that actually flared from the waist. And she actually, she played the piano and all that, and it was perfect. And it looked just like what it was. A whole classically trained songstress tearing up a song. And she did it, and it was perfect. And she actually had that on when she won her award. And gorgeous. She had gorgeous moments. And then let's talk about this hair. Platinum hair done right. Her hair was colored to absolute perfection. And that updo was nothing less than perfection. She looked like old Hollywood. She really did. She had my favorite hair tonight. I thought her hair was just stunning. So I was really, really happy with Gaga. Very happy with Gaga. Very happy. And if I had to say that somebody was actually best dressed, I probably would give it to Gaga. Because I didn't actually choose one best dressed person. I guess I would give that to Gaga. I really loved J-Lo's dress, but again, it was like I said, it was a gag moment. It was like I was gagged. I was like, oh, girl, mirrors, oh my God. But Gaga, yeah, she was stunning. She was stunning. So I'm going to give her best dress. And then she did it twice. Boom, boom. She did it twice and got it right twice. And then her hair was perfect. She had the best hair all night. So we're going to give best dress this year to Gaga. Easily. Hands down. Okay, here's a couple that it didn't bother me that they were bad. Because I loved them, but it didn't bother me that they were bad. And that was Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa just looked disheveled. He had this whole pink velvet situation tux with burgundy accents and burgundy shiny shoes. I said, no, baby, no. He should have just wore his Aquaman costume and I'd have been here for it. He'd have been best dressed for me. But Lisa Bonet was just Lisa. She was very much Denise Huxtable. And that was it. So, and it was cool. I just had to mention them because I love them. I love the couple. But as far as their look, I didn't expect very much more from them. They don't care about that. They don't. They're so earthy and outdoorsy that they don't care about stuff like that. And again, it was Denise Huxtable and Jason. And I was like, yeah, they could have just went mountain climbing afterwards. I was like, all right, go climb up a rock wall. They're all right. Okay, but here's my last one. Most gag worthy of the whole night, and I know y'all already know. Pittsburgh's own, honey. Billy Porter. You ain't supposed to do it like this to the people. He gave you androgyny at its absolute goddamn best, honey. You didn't know what it was or what was going on. That is what androgyny in fashion is. Billy Porter and Christian Siriano. And when I watched and Christian said he did this dress in 2 days, because, you know, he sews faster than anybody I've ever known. Faster than anyone I've ever known. Love him. I've always loved him ever since his Project Runway days. But this was good. This was definitely gag-worthy. It was definitely giving the kids, why are you gagging so? She brings it to you like this every bowl. I was so here for it. And I did. When I seen Billy, and it was literally a male tuxedo from here up, and it was like cropped, and from here down, it was a literal black, it was a black velvet gown. Everything was black velvet ball gown. And it did, and it was given over. I said, and I just kept hearing that in my head the whole time he was on the red carpet. I said, child, I'm done with you, Billy. I love Billy Porter. Pose and pose and pose and pose and pose. Psh, gag worthy, honey. Tore the 2019 Oscars all the way up and turned it on its side, honey. Androgyny at its best. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'll catch y'all next year. Go on, Billy.